Singing the Star Spangled Banner for us tonight is a 12th grade student from Brennan High School, Malia Hardiman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome to the Junior Achievement 2019 San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. Since 1991, the Alamo City's most successful men and women have been honored and celebrated for their business achievements and inducted into the Junior Achievement San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. Many are with us this evening. Please welcome these remarkable business and community leaders. From 2004, Mayor Emeritus Lila Cockrell. Also from 2004, Trace Clayberg. From 2005, Bruce Floor. From 2009, Harvey Najum. From 2012, Gordon Hartman. Also from 2012, Bill Clessy. From 2013, Jimmy Haslocker. In 2015, Janie Barrera. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome tonight's presenting sponsor, co-founders of SWBC and 2006 inductees into the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame, Mr. Charlie Amato and Mr. Gary Dudley.
How y'all doing? Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a tremendous crowd out here, and we truly do appreciate it because the money you've spent tonight goes to a great cause, and we truly appreciate that. SWBC is honored to be the 2019 presenting sponsor of the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame, and I can't tell you any more than that because this is what San Antonio is about. You know, I see some of my Spurs buddies down there. We need a big, strong community in San Antonio to support all the causes we have and also our sports team, right, guys? But we love you guys and thank y'all for being here. 2019 is the 100th anniversary of Junior Achievement, and it's the 40th anniversary of Junior Achievement in South Texas, which is wonderful. Tonight we celebrate 3 laureates, which I'm fortunate to have all of them as very good friends of mine, and I love them to death. Jelynne LeBlanc Burley, Center of Healthcare Services. Where is she? I love Jelynne. I serve on the board with her, and she is outstanding, I can tell you. And of course, Joe Gorder, Valero Energy Corporation, is here tonight. Joe. See you, Joe. And Gary Joeris General Contractors. Where's Gary? He's over here somewhere. Okay. Here we go, Gary. Love you, Gary. Each year, Junior Achievement selects 3 esteemed local leaders based on their demonstration of business excellence, courage, thinking, and action, and vision and innovation, integrity, inspiring leadership, and community impact. And all of you represent that very well, and we truly appreciate that. Because without community leaders, San Antonio could be a second-tier city, and we are not, thanks to all of you doing this tonight. An induction to the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame is a prestigious honor, and one that Gary and I did 102 years ago. No, but I'm kidding. But this is a big honor for us, and we really do appreciate it. And thank all 3 of you, and thank you for what you've done for San Antonio. We appreciate it. Gary?
Short people. I hate to follow Amato. He's turned into quite a speaker, but I'm going to do my very best. So I want a little pity clapping after I finish, but if you will. Once again, we think that this is a huge honor. We're thrilled that the 3 of you accepted this honor, and it's well deserved. I had something I was going to say, and I changed my tune midstream. I want to talk about something that Junior Achievement does that a lot of you might not know. I don't know how many of you have heard of Finance Park that they produce. They help so many young children, and they bring them into the Finance Park, and they teach them what expenses and what income and what debits and credits and what how finance works. And it's been such a great honor that we volunteer, our SWBC team, and a lot of you have volunteered to do this. I want to give you some numbers here. Last 2018, there were 43 schools that experienced the Finance Park. There were 512 volunteers during this time, and there were 6,479 students that took advantage of learning what it's like to live and eat and pay bills and buy tennis shoes and buy cars and lease cars and do all that sort of thing. So what I want to tell you is that HEB has been kind enough to furnish one of their old stores to hold our school for these children. They come in their junior high age, and here's what they learn. I want to read this to you because my memory's shot to hell tonight. But let's hear applause. Yes. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Here's what they learn. They learn income. They come into the school and they give them a card that prints out of a computer, and it tells an age that they are as an adult, if they're married, if they're single, if they have children, how old the children are, what their salary is, and the children sit and work on a plan, and they go to kiosk. There's kiosks in the school, in the Finance Park, and they pick out anything from furniture to clothing to cars to insurance. You heard the word insurance about SWBC. And they teach them, and the volunteers that are there take these children and they teach them that here's how much money you have, here's how much the income tax is, here's how much the different deductions are that you have on your paycheck, and here's your take-home pay. And they teach them what it costs to raise a family. It's unbelievable. Matter of fact, I wish that I would have had my daughter go to that, and I wish I would have done it as an adult. It's amazing the results you get. And I'm going to tell a quick story in just a minute. There was a school, Cheyenne or whatever it's called, out of Austin. It was an Indian name. I think it was Cheyenne High School. These 2 girls were there the day I was working there, and they're best friends. One of them was married, according to her card, married with 2 kids. The other one was single. so they're sitting there, and I'm asking, what are you going to do? And they said, we're going to, the single person that the card designated as single said, I'm going to buy a van. I'm going to live with my friend. I'm going to commute, take her kids to school every day, and she's going to help buy the food, and I'm going to help buy the food, and we're going to be one happy family. And I said, I don't know if it's going to work that way, but it's very constructive. And I just have to tell you that if you guys would see that, you would be a backer of the Finance Park and what it does for these children. We had kids come up to us almost in tears saying, I can't believe that I told my parents that I had to have Nike Airs that were $225 a pair. And when they did that, and they went through this process, they said, I realized that they took food off of their table to buy me tennis shoes. Now, if that doesn't touch your heart, and if it doesn't teach kids the education of what life's all about, nothing does. And what we do is, I'm hoping, I changed my whole scheme of what I was going to say, and I'm trying to hurry up because I'm such a fast talker with this accent. I hope that some of you would consider helping Finance Park. I've talked to people in every city when Charlie and I do travel and we're working that contribute to the junior achievement. And a lot of these people say, we wish we had that in our city, because our children need to learn that, and also the adults get, when the kid comes home, this kid said, I'm going home tonight and tell my parents, I wish I had to talk to you into buying me those $225 pair of tennis shoes. So Finance Park is a great thing. I'm just about to wrap up so we can get out of here at 9 o'clock like we promised you. But I want to tell you the companies that support Finance Park today, and we hope that some of you would consider coming and visiting Finance Park in the future. The title sponsor is Capital One. I can't leave HEB out because they've been so kind to volunteer their older store to house all this and make it work for us. The local presenting sponsor is Najum Family Foundation. Harvey?
Where's Harvey? Where's Harvey?
And so the business sponsors are USAA, Jim Haslocker at Jim's Restaurants. Jim's in here tonight, I see him. SWBC, thank you. And once again, HEB, Endeavor, and Shawiki, is it Shawiki Media? Am I pronouncing that right, David? David Horn. David Horn, I don't know if I did mispronounce it, I apologize, but David Horn with SWBC is on the board of directors, and David guides us in things that we can do to make junior achievement better for San Antonio. And I hope that each of you give it an opportunity to visit Finance Park, and I hope that we can get some of you to help us support that cause, because these kids, when you see the glitter in their eye and learning what all the things cost that it takes to run a family, it's amazing. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys, and let's have fun tonight.
And now please welcome to the stage our Master of Ceremonies for the evening. This is his 6th year as MC for this event. He's the anchor of the nightly newscast on News 4 San Antonio. Please welcome Randy Beamer.
Thank you very much. How are you tonight, San Antonio? How are you tonight, San Antonio? There we go. Thank you very much. By the way, Randy Carroll is listed in the program as the voice of God. So if he tells you to do something, and he is pretty much a god in San Antonio and radio, if he tells you to do something like maybe something about the little envelopes, remember, it's God speaking to you. So I really appreciate being here after Gary Dudley and Charlie Amato. I want to thank them for their work and their service. And because Gary spoke so long, we're out of time. Good night, everybody. Thank you. They have been committed to the community for 41 years, which is about a third of Charlie's life, which is just amazing. It really, somebody wrote that in. I didn't write that in. Looks like Gary's handwriting. It is a great joy to, please go ahead and eat, by the way. That's one of the reasons they have a TV guy here. Go ahead and eat. We're used to it. It is a great joy to watch this parade of past laureates, some wonderful people, a great representation of San Antonio's remarkable business community. and the leaders of this community whose excellence, vision, leadership, innovation, and community-mindedness have definitely contributed to what San Antonio is today and how it's changed just in my lifetime, let alone Charlie's. And tonight, we are going to induct 3 more business leaders into this great group, and as we gather to celebrate their amazing lives and their journeys, we hope that everybody here will be inspired to continue their great legacy of success, the entrepreneurial spirit, the generosity, the community leadership, and the commitment to make a difference in tomorrow's future, which is the lives of our children. And tonight's laureates definitely embody the spirit of Junior Achievement's mission to inspire and to prepare young people to succeed in a global community. And another person definitely dedicated to Junior Achievement's mission to prepare the youth of tomorrow for San Antonio and South Texas to be the business leaders, community leaders. Mr. Craig Boyan, President of HEB and Chairman of the Board of Directors for Junior Achievement. Craig.
Thank you, Randy. Would you like your tie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the first person to actually break a tie.
Seriously, they were like glue back there trying to figure out how to fix that. You're going to look great when you come back. Oh, that's great. It's a black tie, really. Thank you all for being here. On behalf of HEB and Junior Achievement, really honored for you to be here this evening and celebrate this great organization. I'd also like to thank our comedians, Charlie and Gary, for warming us up and getting us started. As you know, they represent the best that San Antonio has to offer. They have great hearts, do a wonderful job for so many things around the city, so we're very grateful to you and the work that you do in your company. I'd also like to congratulate our honorees this evening. We have some amazing lineup of leaders here, so what could be better than having dinner with the wonderful Jelynne LeBlanc Burley, who's done so much for this city to make it the special place that it is. Thank you. Honoring my good friend Joe Gorder, who leads one of the best organizations in this city and in the country, and he does it with a huge heart, and I'm really proud to call him a friend. Thank you. And with Gary Joeris, who literally builds this city, including some of the best grocery stores you'll ever see, including our largest store on 1604 in Bandera, and a beautiful newish store up in New Braunfels on the highway at 306. Feel free and go check them out and shop, but thank you, Gary. We're honored to have you here this evening. And for those of you who haven't been here before, one of the best things about this evening is that people like me are getting off the stage really quickly. And this evening, we will have our beautiful JA kids announce and introduce our laureates, 10, 11 years old, amazing kids. And I think when you see this, you'll appreciate what JA stands for about kids, and I think it'll give you great hope for the future, because these kids are really impressive, so I hope that that makes it worth your while to be here and appreciate this. This organization does what we really are proud of. It teaches over 95,000 kids a year just here in San Antonio and South Texas, teaches them financial literacy, gives them life skills, helps them be successful in this global economy. We're really proud of what this organization does. And to finish, I want to recognize 2 very important people here. Linda Reimer. Linda, where are you? Where are you? Would you please stand? Here's Linda. Please stay standing. Linda led this organization for years. She has just retired after almost 40 years with Junior Achievement around the world and here in San Antonio. She is an amazing woman with a huge heart, so please join me in thanking her for her tireless spirit, her loving and inspiring leadership. This is a woman to love. She is an amazing person, so thank you, Linda. I'd also like to introduce you to our newest president. Tony, are you somewhere over here? Will you please stand? Thank you. Tony just joined Junior Achievement from the Air Force. where he taught pilots how to fly F-15s. He commanded fighter squadrons. He served around the world, including being a combat veteran of Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom. He also, in his career, he became the Deputy Director of Operations for U.S. Northern Command, the Vice Director for the Joint Chiefs of Strategic Plans, the Chief of the Office for U.S. Defense Representative in Pakistan, and with his military career culminating in being the Inspector General of the U.S. Air Force. And so on top of that, Tony is from San Antonio. He went to Churchill, graduated from here at UTSA, so we're very honored to have Tony join us and welcome him back home and lead this organization as we think about leading the next generation of kids here in San Antonio. So with that, we are done. We get to turn over to dinner and to see these amazing kids, but thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy your evening. Thanks.
To deliver tonight's invocation is a fourth grade junior achievement student from Larkspur Elementary, Sahid Garza.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we take this moment to thank you for all your blessings. Tonight, we especially want to thank you for the outstanding laureates we honor, who have given their talents and their resources to help build this community into what it is today. Thank you for the staff and volunteers of Junior Achievement who work so hard to motivate and inspire San Antonio and South Texas students to create better opportunities and futures for themselves. Finally, we thank you for everyone here tonight. Please bless this meal, the conversations, and the fellowship that will make this evening memorable and enjoyable. And as we honor tonight's laureates, help us all to have a better understanding of the contributions they have made to make San Antonio a great place to live, work, and play. Amen.
We started in 1919 in Springfield, Massachusetts. An answer to the questions raised by a changing world, where people moving from the farms to the cities lacked the skills and support needed to find their way forward. We endured through the Great Depression. We grew nationally with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and globally with the advent of the jet age. As the economy moved from manufacturing to service, we entered the nation's classrooms. We were one of the first organizations to bring computers into schools and ran global business simulations years before the creation of the World Wide Web. Internationally, we persevered through the changing tides of history, offering hope in the townships of South Africa in defiance of apartheid, helping to rebuild lives in Eastern Europe after the fall of the Berlin Wall, giving young entrepreneurs the tools to navigate emerging economies around the world, and empowering young women in the face of those who would seek to marginalize them. We have endured depressions, recessions, wars, conflicts, and apathy. We have reached 100 million people and have helped them become more likely to finish school, earn a degree, start a business, and escape poverty. Our efforts have been lauded by educators, universities, CEOs, and world leaders, and most importantly, by those whose lives we have helped change for the better. Now we begin our next chapter. In 2019, we are turning 100. And while we honor our history, it's important to note that we view it as the foundation for our future. Today, 60% of employers say recent graduates lack basic job skills. 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, and 72% of Americans say they struggle with money-related stress. Our goal is to ensure that the next generation is 100% ready to take on the world. Some may say this is work better left to those that are younger, newer to the scene, more innovative. But you don't make it this long without being innovative, adaptable, and open to life-changing ideas. Because when you start marking your age in centuries, it doesn't make you old. It makes you timeless.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new president of Junior Achievement of South Texas, Anthony J. Rock.
Thanks very much. I am Tony Rock. I am the president, and I guess for the first year I get to say I'm the new president. I'd love to say that I'm the person who replaced Linda Reimer, but frankly, Linda is one of the few people in the world who's truly irreplaceable. So I am the person sitting at her desk and leading this team. And I'm excited to have been doing this now for 8 months. This is my rookie year, my first year. Kim whispered in my ear as I left the table, "Be brief, be brilliant, and be gone. Remember, you like to hear yourself talk." And I said, "Yeah, but I like other people to hear me talk even more." I do want to say just a couple of words. You've heard some impressive, very exceptional numbers here tonight. We know why we're gathered. We're here to honor these 3 inductees into the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. This is the 28th year we've been doing this. A couple of years, we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary of doing this event. We happen to be in our 40th anniversary year of Junior Achievement of South Texas. Coincidentally, we're in the 100th anniversary, as you just saw, of Junior Achievement of the United States of America. I love it when these round numbers come together. Other numbers that you need to know about and what we do and the impact we have working with you, your employees, the communities around South Texas. As Craig said, we're on the cusp of 100,000 students being served. Last year we served 94,459 students, but we didn't do it with a staff of 14. We did it with over 4,000 volunteers. We are around 42 different counties. Now, we're not in schools in all 42 counties, but we're responsible for the bottom third of Texas with offices in Corpus, Laredo, San Antonio. 70% of the students we served last year alone were from economically disadvantaged households. That is something we continue to focus on, and we want to serve all the schools that we serve and serve them well. 21 school districts just in the greater San Antonio school district area and the greater San Antonio area alone. So there's a lot of numbers you can hang your hat on. Here's another number you can hang your hat on. We have an exceptional rate when you look at the cost of serving each of the students that we serve. We operate with a very lean team and a very lean budget. We have a staff of 14, 2 in Corpus, 2 in Laredo, 10 in San Antonio. The cost of serving our students is under $25 per student. So as you make your decision about whether you'll choose to pledge something tonight or write a check, even better, tonight before you leave, keep in mind for every $25 that we're able to bring in, we're able to serve at least one more student. There's going to be a lot of activity tonight. We're going to have folks at the exit areas with baskets that are happy to take your pledges. If you would like to talk to me about how you and your company, your organization could get more involved, and that may be the volunteerism that we count on as well, please, please, please reach out to me or one of our staff members. I am always looking for the next conversation, the next cup of coffee. Kim will attest to that. I promise that I'll be brief. I can't promise that I'll be brilliant, and eventually I will be gone. So thank you very much.
Let's welcome back to the stage tonight's MC, Randy Beamer.
Why are you laughing? Some of the kids backstage said I should use my head for something, and the business leaders say, you know, it's efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. And we're all about the Twitter and the Facebook tonight, so smile, Charlie. You could be on, but not right now. We want to move on to mention some of the people who have made this possible. I want to thank you again all for being here. You look wonderful. And junior achievement is what we're really celebrating here and supporting. It is making a difference, helping improve the quality of life of students all across South Texas, helping them realize that the education they are getting today is going to leave them with such a bright future for tomorrow. The financial literacy, the workforce readiness, the entrepreneurial dedication, and education is being delivered by many of you, positive role models who empower people to their own economic success. And tonight's sponsors are vital to the JA impact in this community. I want to thank those sponsors right now for their support of tonight's festivities. And if any of you are a sponsor while I mention the name, feel free to vocalize. We want to thank, let's see if this microphone is working here in front. As mentioned earlier, our presenting sponsor this evening is SWBC. Our platinum sponsors are HEB, Joeris General Contractors, New Star Energy, USAA, Valero Energy Corporation. We have a winner. Valero Energy. I should have brought my Polar Pop and some of the gas. If you enjoyed the reception earlier as well, you can thank our reception sponsor, Citi. Apparently they enjoyed the reception as well. Gold sponsors, Marathon Petroleum Corporation, the Center for Healthcare Services. The Center for Healthcare Services has had the most to drink tonight, I think. Silver sponsors, AVTS, C.H. Gunther and Son, Clear Channel Communications Foundation, News for San Antonio, which I have to tell you, some people I know graciously produced all tonight's videos. I had nothing to do with them, so they're going to be awesome. Our bronze sponsors, Bank of America, CPS Energy, Deloitte Consulting, Ernst & Young, Frost Bank, Harlan Clark Holdings, RSM, Silver Eagle Distributors. Oh, that's the quietest I ever thought I would hear for Silver Eagle Distributors. Wells Fargo, and the beautiful crystal here, the Crystal Eagle Award sponsor, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Thank all of tonight's sponsors. Appreciate that. And Harvey Najum. I apologize. Wait, okay. Harvey Najum here. I'm sorry. I just read what's in front of me, and I apologize, Harvey. One of the best. I'm sorry, did he say what? Another channel? Scratch that about Harvey Najum. Junior Achievement also benefits from the dedicated leadership of its board of directors, and so at this time we'd like to acknowledge all the members of the Junior Achievement of South Texas Board of Directors, both current and past members. If you could please stand and be recognized. The Board of Directors of Junior Achievement. Now, these are your dedicated leaders. They have enabled Junior Achievement over the years to reach more than 1 million students over the past 30 years. Again, one more round of applause for the people who actually do all the hard work. Also, Junior Achievement's volunteers are at the heart of its mission. Last year, it was more than 4,000 volunteers. They deliver the message of hope, all the programs, all the inspiration to students across South Texas. Those volunteers are encouraging and inspiring students to dream and how to make those dreams become a reality, because it's not important if they can't achieve what they want to do. And those of you who have volunteered for Junior Achievement in the classroom know it's incredibly rewarding. If you're a Junior Achievement volunteer, or if you have been in the past, please stand now so we can recognize you for all of your hard work. And thank you for working with more than 94,000 students. And now it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to introduce the newest members of the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. And you know, it's not an easy job, even for an experienced news anchor like myself. At least that's what they told me. So they enlisted some recruits to help me out, and they are just awesome. You are going to love them. very talented junior achievement students who will blow you away. And ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the first co-presenter, incredibly smart, incredibly talented, incredibly gifted, 4th grade junior achievement student from Larkspur Elementary, Miss Sophia Ramirez. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, I'm sorry. How are you doing this evening, Miss Sophia?
I'm doing well. Just thinking about my future role as a civic leader.
As a civic leader, do tell.
Mr. Beamer, I just love the city I live in. To prove it, I have a special gift for you.
Oh, thank you.
I aspire someday to make a career where I can focus on the cultural and economic developments of the great city of San Antonio.
Awesome. That is wonderful. I'm very intrigued by this. So how do you plan to do this?
I discovered that I need to have a strong work ethic and a keen sense of accountability. In my JA class, I learned all about making smart academic choices and staying in school. This will benefit me greatly.
Wow, it sounds amazing. Sounds like you have it all figured out.
I hope I'm on the right path. In the meantime, I know there are many things I still have to learn. How to overcome challenges, be accountable, be disciplined, and be a team player. Most importantly, I need to do my job.
You are, this is amazing. You are just so driven, much more driven than I ever was as a 4th grader, or am now. So I have to ask, who's been your inspiration?
My inspiration comes from tonight's first laureate. She has over 33 years of leadership experience and today leads the Center for Healthcare Services. Just like her, I hope to pursue a degree in urban studies and focus on what it takes to develop and improve a city. Jelynne LeBlanc Burley has made a significant impact in the development of San Antonio, and along the way, she's managed to be a mentor to some of San Antonio's greatest leaders.
Jelynne LeBlanc Burley was born in Yellow Springs, Ohio, where her father ran Antioch College's theater program. At the age of 2, she and her mother moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She grew up on the campus of Southern University, where her mother became the family's first-generation college graduate and the first African-American woman licensed to practice law in East Baton Rouge Parish. During the 1960s, Jelynne faced many challenges with racism that influenced her life. At the age of 8, Jelynne was the first student to integrate St. Joseph Catholic School. She wanted to join the Campfire Girls, but was not allowed because the organization did not accept blacks. Instead, she joined the Girl Scouts as a brownie. This and other incidents taught her at an early age discrimination existed, and she'd face adversity, but had to overcome the obstacles. Jelynne grew up having the support of a wonderful family, great role models, and the Jaguar Nation, which made for an incredibly happy childhood. In 1973, Jelynne's mother was appointed to be the legislator coordinator of the Constitutional Convention for the state of Louisiana. Her mother's work ethic and ability to lead her staff inspired Jelynne to strive throughout her life to get things right.
Well, she's a terrific manager, and she's shown that in so many different capacities.
During her senior year of high school, Jelynne excelled at dance, and after being asked to audition for the Southern University Marching Band's dance squad, the Dancing Dolls, she traveled with the college band, performing at Super Bowl 12 as a 17-year-old. She also performed at another Super Bowl, the Tournament of Roses Parade, and a presidential inauguration. After graduating with a degree in political science, Jelynne's plan was to continue on to law school. Instead, she was recruited by Trinity University's Dr. Earl Lewis, the legendary chairperson of its graduate urban studies program. While pursuing her master's, Jelynne accepted an internship with the city of San Antonio. 3 months into the internship, she was offered a full-time job. During her 24-year career with the city of San Antonio, Jelynne set the stage for business and development growth in the community and has made an indelible imprint on San Antonio. including the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center expansion and the renovation of the Carver Community Cultural Center, as well as key economic development projects, including the Texas A&M University San Antonio campus, and over $500 million in capital improvement projects across the city. Jelynne has also mentored and guided the careers of young professionals who are now excelling in leadership roles across the city and nation.
Anytime you drive downtown, you will see the impact of Jelynne Burley. If you want to see the Alamo Dome, if you want to see the development downtown, if you want to see rack space, want to see Toyota, all of those will have the basically the impact of Jelynne Burley. It's in her DNA to make a project work.
In 2008, Jelynne served as the Executive Vice President and Chief Delivery Officer for CPS Energy, where she led a team of 1,853 employees and managed an operational budget of $158 million. While at CPS, Jelynne was recruited by Bill Greehey to serve on the new Star Energy Board, a position she still holds today. In 2017, Jelynne became President and CEO for the Center for Healthcare Services, the mental health authority for Bexar County.
A good leader who understands the business of the organization can make a series of educated guesses about where the organization is and where it needs to do. And I think that quality is what I was looking for in Jelynne, and she had it.
Since she was a child, her mother told her, "Service is the price you pay for the space you occupy." Jelynne has certainly lived up to those words by caring for her community. She is actively involved with various nonprofit and professional organizations, including the Girl Scouts of Southwest Texas, Christus Santa Rosa, Children's Hospital of San Antonio, United Way, and the International City Management Association.
She is always in the community to help the citizens of San Antonio. I'd just like them to give her a big hug and thank her for sharing herself with San Antonio.
The proud mother of two daughters, Crystal and Juliet, Jelynne feels the most important things she's been able to pass on to her daughters is to have integrity, always make family proud, and value all cultures. She hopes her legacy of leadership, work ethic, and serving her community will inspire her daughters, family, friends, and others to do the same.
Jelynne, congratulations on the recognition that you're getting. You certainly deserve it. You've been a great leader for our community, both in the business community, in the public sector, and as a volunteer. Congratulations.
For her strong work ethic, impeccable leadership, and commitment to make San Antonio a better community for all those who live here, Junior Achievement is proud to induct Jelynne LeBlanc Burley into the 2019 San Antonio Business Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jelynne LeBlanc Burley.
Wow. Business excellence, courageous thinking and action, vision and innovation, integrity, inspiring leadership, and community-mindedness represent the Hall of Fame esteemed leaders that have moved Greater San Antonio to a better, stronger, more strategic direction. I am humbled to be in your midst this evening. I want to first congratulate Joe Gorder and Gary Joeris, my fellow inductees, for your recognition this evening. I am honored to be included with you and grateful to be a recipient. I want to thank the selection committee, Junior Achievement Organization, and certainly Harvey Najum. When Harvey and Tony Rock came to visit with me, I thought they were coming to ask me to buy a table for this evening. I had no idea it was to inform me that I would be standing with these fine gentlemen, and I am honored to do so. I have many amazing staff here this evening, and I just want to share with them if I see any of these pictures at work. I'm just kidding. It's an amazing video. I am especially grateful to the amazing people whose support is the reason I am standing here this evening. My amazing team at the Center for Healthcare Services, led by our Board of Trustees and our Board Chair, Dan Barrett. My New Star Energy family, led by the phenomenal Brad Barron. The absolutely best utility in the nation, my former colleagues from CPS Energy and colleagues from the City of San Antonio. I stand before you on the shoulders of many individuals. When I arrived in San Antonio 37 years ago, I had no intention of staying. I expected to be here 1 year, completing my course requirements at Trinity University, and then returning to work for U.S. Senator J. Bennett Johnston from my home state of Louisiana. So much for life plans. I quickly became familiar with a bright young mayor, Henry Cisneros, whose vision and aspirations for San Antonio included diversifying the economic base, bringing more jobs to San Antonio, and growing the wealth of its citizens. He paved the way for San Antonio to become a leading city in technology, skilled workforce, and economic output. Henry was so persuasive, he convinced all of us to tax ourselves for 5 years to finance the Alamo Dome, which was my first project, and then which was followed by the first major expansion, probably the only expansion, of the convention center. It was then that I learned of Bill Greehey, the CEO of Valero Energy Corporation. But it was during my role as acting general manager at CPS Energy where I came to know Bill Greehey. Under his mentorship, I have certainly navigated the world of gas and energy, but his support during my tenure at CPS Energy was incredible and will never be overlooked. But I would be remiss if I did not recognize the tremendous philanthropy he and his family have bestowed upon San Antonio. Many of you here this evening are part of my professional support system, my community support system, and my family support system, and many of you intertwine all three. And for that, I am eternally grateful. My parents could not be here this evening. I think if they were here, they would express their appreciation to all of you for your support. But I think they would probably thank you most for keeping me in San Antonio, Texas. All of the accomplishments mentioned this evening, the Alamo Dome, the Convention Center, CPS Energy, and the Center for Healthcare Services, while they are all wonderful memories and bring me a great deal of pride, they don't compare with the pride that I feel for what is unquestionably my best work, my daughters, Crystal and Juliet. San Antonio has a unique character, a culture of commitment. To become a member of this community, there is a condition for life membership. You must value community. You must embrace authenticity. But more importantly, you must exude humility. No one person has made San Antonio great. Our history, our people, and the contributions of all those who come before us make us great. It is that foundation that all of us in this room advanced, the collective contributions that distinguish this city, and it is from that vantage point we all feel the obligation to make San Antonio a better, more special place. Our work is far from over. What we have accomplished thus far has made a difference in hundreds of people's lives, and I am proud to know that I have had a small part of the greatness we call San Antonio. From my heart, I thank you.
If you just want to, I just wanted to mention that there are people that I remember over thousands of interviews over the years, and I remember you. I think it was the first time I interviewed you. It was outside the NADBank building. It was International Center. It was the old library downtown. And there are some people who strike you as going places, and you were already up here, but now you're up here. And only if you would want to take a pay cut would you want to be a politician? Don't you think she would make a great politician? Anyway, thank you very much for all that you do for this city, and I'd like to apologize for the semi-inappropriate hooting on the pictures of the drum major up there. And your staff does want some more of those, by the way. Do you have any more of those? Oh. Well, Jelynne, I think you're going to be taking that a little later on. I'm not sure they're going to do they're going to have Harvey Najum come up. Because did you know that Harvey Najum is one of the big sponsors here? And one of the, did I mention Harvey Najum? Thank you very much, Jelynne LeBlanc Burley. And I apologize for leaving my props up here. Yeah, I was here when Harvey was first inducted. I remember being in the back, and there was no hooting at all during the pictures of Harvey Najum. There was booing, I think. No, I'm kidding. A little light self-pity. There was a little... Our next co-presenter, another amazing young lady. She is a 5th grader, a junior achievement student at Blattman Elementary. Please welcome Miss Kimberly Krebs. Good evening, Kimberly. Now, the last time we spoke, and you were up here a couple of years ago, I believe, you mentioned that you had some research to do.
Yes, sir. I was up all night researching different career opportunities available to me. My JA volunteer told me I needed to start early.
Well, now, you know, I'm just thinking here, if you're looking at a future career maybe as a news anchor, maybe at News 4 San Antonio, I have some connections.
Oh no, I'll leave that to you. I'm thinking bigger.
Okay, well, I was kind of thinking, you know, a news anchor was kind of a big deal, but what looks bigger to you?
Well...
Okay.
Maybe starting off as a lifeguard.
It's bigger than a news anchor?
Hold on.
You're right.
Or as an ice cream server. Or just maybe finance. Or as an executive.
Well, I think you have the ability to do any of those, and since you've done the research, do you know of any opportunities out there available?
There sure are, Mr. Beamer, but I have my heart set on Valero.
Ah! Wow. Valero, now you have everyone's attention, so tell us more.
As one of the top Fortune 500 companies, Valero is the world's largest independent refinery, and they are dedicated to the community. They support many organizations, especially one near and dear to my heart, Junior Achievement.
Wow.
Valero happens to be led by one of tonight's laureates.
Really? Now, I may know, I think I might know who you're talking about.
Well, of course you do. Mr. Joe Gorder serves as chairman of the board, president and chief executive officer of Valero Energy Corporation, leading nearly 10,000 employees. One day, I'd like to have his job.
Joe Gorder, born in St. Louis, Missouri, is the only son and middle child of 3 children. His father, a police officer, and mother, an educator, raised the family in the city and later in the suburbs, where he and his 2 sisters, Jackie and Nancy, developed the close relationship that he values to this day. At times, his father's line of work was stressful for the family. Despite this, Joe always felt the love of his parents and maternal grandmother who lived with them. As a boy, Joe recalls himself being smaller in size than his classmates, which made him an overachiever. He knew he always had to work harder to remain even, especially when it came to sports, which he valued more than academics. In high school, he continued his participation in sports and worked several jobs as a lifeguard at the Manchester City Pool and an ice cream server at Baskin-Robbins. Joe lived at home and worked full-time to put himself through college. He graduated with a degree in general business from the University of Missouri, St. Louis. In 1978, Joe fell in love with the Texas sunshine while interviewing for his first job at EDS in Dallas. In January 1980, Joe went to work at Price Waterhouse. Joe excelled at developing relationships that led to ongoing work with clients.
What he says is what he does. I mean, he's honest and truthful. He's also passionate. You know, he loves life, and he's larger than life. You know, he has a tremendous charisma. So when you're around him, you're automatically drawn to him.
While attending a party, he met his beautiful wife, Lacey. Joe refers to Lacey as his gift from God. They married in July of 1982 in Natchez, Mississippi. They are the proud parents of 2 children, Casey and Allie. In January 1984, Joe joined Diamond Shamrock, where he worked for several years, moving his family from Dallas to Amarillo and finally settling in San Antonio. With Valero's acquisition of Diamond Shamrock, Joe served as Director of Information Systems, then moved into a treasury function role, where he was responsible for the financing of the business. He found this to be extremely gratifying, especially being mentored by Bob Becker and Roger Hemminghaus. They were encouraging and gave him all the latitude to run the business. Even when they were not always in agreement, they empowered him to guide the company to success. Today, Joe Gorder serves as chairman of the board, president, and chief executive officer of Valero Energy Corporation. Valero employs nearly 10,000 employees and is the world's largest independent refiner, refining approximately 3.2 million barrels per day.
He studies and he listens and then makes well-informed decisions that in each and every instance are based upon what's best for the organization, its people, and its shareholders. So those things, you know, all CEOs should do that, and I'm sure they strive for that. Joe doesn't.
The company is number 31 on the Fortune 500 list. Joe has assembled the entire Valero senior leadership team, a group of talented people who are selfless and genuinely care about each other.
What I find is so nice and refreshing about Joe is he follows through with aggressiveness and with the desire to ensure that everything is done to its maximum potential. And that's made him successful as a CEO. It's also making him a person who is incredibly important to this community because he's able to recognize that giving back is so important.
Giving back to the community and improving the quality of life is a priority for Valero. Valero volunteers dedicate hundreds of thousands of hours annually to organizations. Valero employees, the Valero Energy Foundation, the Valero Texas Open, and Benefit for Children generate millions of dollars for local charities through direct donations and fundraisers. Joe hopes that when people think about the Valero name, they know the community is better because Valero is here. Joe's father was a major influence in his life and worked tirelessly to provide for the family. He admired his great common sense and ability to not overreact to things.
I think I found Joe to be extremely grounded in knowing who he is. Coming from faith, coming from his role and commitment to our city in San Antonio. And he is very clearly prioritized in what he cares about.
Joe and Lacey are the proud grandparents of 6 grandchildren. When asked if there are any life lessons he would like to pass on to his children and grandchildren, Joe says to spend your time working really hard and always care for the people around you. If you do that, you'll be rewarded greatly. And so it is for his business excellence, his unwavering inspirational leadership, his dedication to giving back and improving the quality of life for the community, that Junior Achievement is inducting Joe Gorder into the 2019 San Antonio Business Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Gorder.
Okay, Shauna, that was for you. Well, good evening, everybody. You know, what a true honor it is. You know, listen, just save that for my funeral. That video would be great for my funeral. And I look so young. It was kind of nice. Anyway, it's truly an honor to be here. Tony, thanks. And Tony, you know, what an incredibly accomplished human being that has chosen to do something like this as a second career. For you, buddy, I think that's fabulous. And then to the selection committee, thank you so much for the honor. And I'm being honored with 2 incredibly special people, which also makes it very nice. You know, when you look at the list of folks who have been honored like this, and you see what they've accomplished, and you see what makes them special. You know, some people have incredible intelligence, and they're incredibly gifted. And for me, I'm here by the gift of God. There is no question about that. He has blessed me in so many ways. And what he's blessed me with is incredible people in my life. Okay, you go back and you look at some of these folks. And you know, Bill Klessy's here tonight, and I had the pleasure of working with him. And believe me, Bill beat me back into line more than once over our 30-some-odd years of working together. And there's so many others that I've had the chance to be mentored by that have made a huge difference. And I have such good friends. You know, my pastor spoke tonight, and Mark, thank you so much, and Gordon, you know, I truly appreciate it. Phil, one of our board members. I have such great friends, and many of you in this room. It's just, it's very special. What I would like to do, though, is tell you, you know, Valero is, without question, the best refining company in the business. We are the most reliable. We have the lowest cost structure. We are the most charitable group out there. And I have the blessing to lead an organization that is made up of incredibly talented people. And if you'd indulge me, I'd just like for Team Valero, who treats every day as game day, to stand up and be recognized tonight. Come on, you guys. These are people that make products that make people's lives better, and they do it better than anybody else. And you know, not only that, but they're great stewards in the community, and they are a very special group. You know, I have had many mentors in my life. My doctor, Dave Player, that man has gone places on me that no human being's ever gone before. For 30 years. And Dave, I guess I really shouldn't say that, right? But anyway, I thank you and Beth for being here. My daughter Allie's here tonight with her husband Jacob. She is a joy in our lives and has always been an absolute delight for us. Our son Casey wasn't able to make it, but you saw he's got his hands full with those 3 boys. They live in Houston. And then, you know, I have a real blessing to have a partner in this world, and I've said this before, and my team has heard me say this before, but there's so many days, and you guys know how hard it is. There are so many days when you come home and you're absolutely exhausted and discouraged. And the only thing that kept me from falling face first on the ground so many days was Lacey. They're hugging me when I came in the door. And so for that, my dear, I thank you, and I appreciate everything. Hopefully we have a few, yeah. You know, we live in a great town, and we have an opportunity to make it better, and I promise you, I promise, Valero is going to do everything it can, as long as I'm involved, to make this community better, and that includes supporting junior achievement and all the other initiatives that we have. So I appreciate it very much. Harvey, you've been acknowledged or not, buddy. You know, let me just tell you, if Harvey and Tony show up at your office, just get ready, because you're going to find yourself up here, I suspect. So anyway, buddy, thank you very much for this, and I appreciate everyone here, and God bless you, and have a great evening.
I just want to follow up on one of the most important things here. We apparently are a co-alumnus. You worked at Baskin-Robbins as well as I did. Where? I
did.
It's at the top of my resume. I mean, how I got into the news.
What was your favorite flavor?
The peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah, we didn't have that. I was too old. We had vanilla and chocolate.
Oh, right. So where did you work? What was your favorite?
Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
And now St. Louis University.
It's the University of Missouri St. Louis.
Oh, okay. So they in the NCAA's?
You had to. One's accredited and one's not. So.
And also, this is one of those things where, as Jelynne did, you thanked everybody here more than you did talking about what you're going to do. But we want to thank you. And also, you talked about being in San Antonio. Valero, the refinery business changes so much. You talked about being in San Antonio. What does that mean, and why do you want to stay here?
Well, you know, look, let's face it. You go to so many places in this country, and we travel a lot, and we travel globally. And the unique thing about San Antonio, in my mind, is that you have people that generally care about people. This is a warm and embracing community. Lacey and I moved here in 1985, and I didn't even know where San Antonio was, frankly, when we got down here. And we found it to be just an incredibly endearing place to be. You know, the pace in Dallas is much faster. Houston is very congested, you know. And so San Antonio is a place that when you come here, it just seems to wrap its arms around you and hold you tight. And I believe that if you talk to any of the Valero folks here, we are deeply rooted here, and we want to stay here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
We'll scoop ice cream.
Yes. And by the way, I know you owe me a little bit of thanks, because back from the Diamond Shamrock days, I have a kind of a Diet Coke addiction, and I want to thank you for having those 64-ounce drinks for so long. Now, they've cut back a little now to the 42 ounces on this other company, but thank you very much. We have one more incredible honoree, and just as an amazing presenter as well. He is a wonderful young man, a 5th grade junior achievement student at Carlos Kuhn Elementary School. Please welcome Mr. Joseph Martinez.
Good evening, Mr. Beamer.
Good evening, Mr. Martinez. I'm so glad you could make it tonight, and it looks like you came in straight from the job site.
Yes, sir. The construction business is booming. Have you noticed the San Antonio skyline is filled with cranes?
Yes, I have, and I see from the number of blueprints that you're carrying that you are quite the busy man.
You are absolutely... What?
I do that all the time.
Yes. What? These old things, these are for you.
Why, thank you.
I figured you would know what they are. Everything I need is all right here.
Thanks, I guess. I'll just put these over here.
Working hard to build trust with our customers and supporting my employees are the values that I hope to replicate when I lead my own construction company.
I think we can tell that. Do you have a junior achievement volunteer in your classroom?
I sure have. My JA volunteer visited my classroom and taught me all about the characteristics of an entrepreneur and the steps I need to become a successful business owner. As you can tell, I have an interest in construction.
I can, and you know, you kind of remind me of our next laureate who got his start learning from his father in the family business.
You are absolutely right. Mr. Gary L. Joeris got his start in the family business community, working for $1 an hour during his summer breaks. Today, he leads Joeris General Contractors, one of the leading construction companies in San Antonio and the great state of Texas.
That's amazing. I had no idea, and especially that $1 an hour. All of that is so impressive.
Even more impressive are the relationships he has built with the business community, the family culture he has created for his employees, and the impact he has had on the community. Tonight, we have found the right place to honor him.
Born and raised in San Antonio, Gary L. Joeris is the oldest of 3 children. He jokingly admits he was quite mischievous as a little boy, and his favorite childhood memories are of the wonderful weekends spent on his family's ranch, where his father, Leo Joeris, raised Beefmaster cattle. Throughout high school, Gary spent his summers and his senior year working as a laborer for $1 an hour at his father's company, Joeris & Klaus Construction. After graduating from high school, Gary attended Texas State Technical Institute in Waco and continued at American Technological University in Killeen. While in college, Gary continued working in the business, swinging the hammer and learning the ropes. Graduating with a degree in construction science in 1978, he returned to San Antonio and began working with his father.
So Gary was always trying to stay ahead of the market and to be one of the first into different types of markets and new markets. And so he was really the person the visionary.
Gary worked alongside his dad at Joeris General Contractors, focusing on profitable jobs, building the company's financial health, and diversifying into new markets led to growth of the company. Today, Joeris has consistently been recognized as one of the largest builders in San Antonio and the state, with some of their largest clients, HEB, UIW, and UTSA.
To lean on somebody like Gary Joeris, who you can believe, who you can trust, and who is going to paint a picture that is honest and 99% accurate in my 30 years of dealing with him, is really tremendous to have that experience to lean on.
Under Gary's leadership, Joeris has reached $600 million in annual revenue and grown from 20 employees in the 80s to 420 employees today across its 4 offices in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, and Dallas. Gary attributes a large portion of his success to his most influential role model, his father, who was a very humble man of impeccable character.
What Gary and his team bring are an incredible level of expertise and just unquestionable integrity.
Gary is extremely proud of the people that have helped build the company. He supports a family culture in the workplace and is fully committed to taking care of every employee, even if it means keeping a sick employee on payroll or helping repair an employee's home so they can continue to live in it. Every employee is valued for their contribution to the success of the firm.
It's a great place to work. We focus a lot on our culture and making people want to stay there. And Gary's been a big part of that. And being willing to listen when we have things to say about that culture, and being gracious and generous with both time and money.
Gary and his wife, Maria Antoinetta, have been married for 7 years. They enjoy traveling, share a love of classic rock music, and collect art, with some pieces displayed in the Joeris offices. Gary is the proud father of a 25-year-old daughter who graduated with 2 degrees from Texas Christian University. She lives in Taiwan, where she teaches English as a second language. He is also proud of his 18-year-old stepdaughter, who is a senior at Incarnate Word High School, preparing to pursue her college education and a career in medicine.
Gary cares very much about his business, but he really cares about his family. He cares about his employees and their families. He cares about his clients. He cares about his community.
Gary gives back to the community and encourages employees to get involved too. Gary serves as a Director Emeritus for the San Antonio Livestock Exposition, is a Concordia Lutheran Church elder, and has been active with the Alzheimer's Association, American Heart Association, and numerous school education foundations. Life lessons Gary likes to pass on to his family and employees include never giving up and always be true to yourself. Be positive. You will get knocked down, but stay focused on getting back up and keep moving forward.
The one thing I can say about Gary and his people that just is consistent throughout is they're just good people. Top to bottom, end to end, they're just good people.
And so it is for his vision, his dedication to building a company that genuinely cares for its employees and its clients, and for knowing when to take risks to achieve greater success, that Junior Achievement is inducting Gary L. Joeris into the 2019 San Antonio Business Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gary L. Joeris.
So Joseph, here, when you graduate from college construction, you call me.
Okay, I will.
All right. Good job. Good job. Oh my, what a recognition and what an honor, and I appreciate so much the nice generosity and the Junior Achievement. And after that nice video, I should just quit while I'm ahead, just go back to my seat, because that's pretty good stuff. Yeah, like Jelynne said, when Sam Dawson and Tony came to my office, it was a little bit of a surprise that they ended up asking me to consider this great honor, and I told them both, you know, I'm not in this category, guys. I looked through this list of really great people on the list of previous recipients, and I said, I'm not in this category. And Sam said, well, of course you are. That's why you're in this category. And what I'm thinking is, as I look down on the list and I see my friend Charlie Amato and my friend Gordon Hartman, and I look up and I see Sam Dawson, I'm thinking, these guys all have silver hair. I'm not in this category. This is not... So thank you, and if I could, I want to just also thank Junior Achievement and the board and the selection committee and all the wonderful people that work putting on this great program. This is a pretty phenomenal event, and then also to all the sponsors and volunteers that help put this thing on and support Junior Achievement. It's really a good cause, and it's an honor to be here. If I could talk seriously about how I ended up here, it certainly wasn't all because of my doings. There's been a lot of really good mentors and inspirers and people that have helped me get where I am. One of the first things I learned when I started hiring and putting people around us and trying to grow the business is that there's lots of stuff that I can't do, and so the best thing for me to do is surround myself with people that are better than me. And so people that are more creative than me in the marketing, and people that are better at building buildings than me and better at estimating than I am. And so that's been kind of my philosophy, is anybody top-notch that walks in the door, we're going to consider them and we're going to find a home for them, and that's seemed to work pretty well. I've got a really phenomenal crew of people. But the first mentor in my life obviously was my dad, and I was very fortunate to grow up in a construction family. I was very fortunate because I chose at a very young age that this was going to be my path. I was taking shop classes in junior high and working summers every summer in high school, and we're taking off half a day to do work programs in high school, and summers every day in college. You know, you see so many kids nowadays come out of college and they've got, you know, they don't know which way they're going. They've got to get a degree and they end up going here and then bouncing around. And so I was very fortunate at that. And then, of course, I had a wonderful father, and in fact, a family. My mother's dad was also a lathe and plaster contractor, so I had construction running in my blood, I guess, through and through. So, you know, my dad taught me a lot of things about life and about how to treat people. He was big on relationships. He had his office right close to the front lobby, and anytime a subcontractor or supplier or architect would come in the office, he'd want to come out and greet them and sit down and talk with them and visit them, or take them into his office. And so, like so many guys and young people nowadays especially, I mean, they want things to happen fast, and I'm just as guilty of that. We're all in a hurry to grow our businesses bigger and better and join more committees, and it's just, this is a busy life, and he always kind of respected the relationships that we built with people, and so we tried to carry that on and try to really work with the relationships, not only with our owners and with our architects, but with subcontractors, suppliers, our employees, all the way down to the bottom one in the rungs. My dad always had the philosophy. He was fortunate. He brought me up that everybody's equal on a job site. I can't build the job by myself, and the architect can't do it by himself, and the superintendent can't do it by himself. We need the guys all the way down to the carpenters, the laborers, the masons, the electricians. And so he was always very fair and treated people very equal, and so we've tried to carry that on as well. I also have had a tremendous executive team, and I'll go through some of my key people that have helped me in our success at the company. Stephen Walter, who was with us, he's still with us part-time, 29 years. He's kind of our vice president emeritus. He was with me all the growth years of the company, and he's just a brilliant construction man, and thank you, Stephen, for everything. John Cass-Stevens is our current president. He's been with us 24 years. John took on the role of being president 3 years ago, and 2 years ago, he had already been looking at it. He decided he and his wife were going to adopt a child. And they ended up adopting 3 children from the same family. Fostering, sorry, not adopting. Fostering 3 kids. And I thought, did I promote someone that's gone crazy? But he's done a remarkable job, and thank you for that, John. Kenny Fuller headed up our retail department for many years. He's now our executive vice president. He's been with us 22 years. I've known him all my life. We went to high school together. Angela Cardwell is our chief marketing officer, and she is over marketing and IT, and she's also been going to be involved with a program that we're getting under that we're going to start working on culture and culture management and values-based leadership. When we grew from 20 employees to 420 employees, our culture certainly has changed in that time, and so we've worked real hard to maintain that family culture, and it takes a lot of effort to keep that in place, and so Angela's going to be helping us with that, as well as all of us. And just to mention a few others, Billy Carter is one of our senior superintendents, been with us 37 years, and Lindy Meckler, one of our senior superintendents, been with us 44 years, so we have some really phenomenal people working for us that have helped us get where we are. And then on the flip side of that, we've had some really wonderful, loyal clients and customers that have worked with us that we've had relationships with for a long time. And I've got a few of them with me. Dr. Verstov, superintendent for Southwest ISD. We've worked with that school district for 45 years. Bill Schoen, worked with Bill for 10 years down at Pearl, and you may have seen our big tower cranes down there for the new Credit Human headquarters. Bill, we appreciate all the work we've had with you in all these years. UIW, we've had a 17-year relationship with them and probably built every major project on campus in the last 10 years. Sister Kathleen was here earlier, but they had to leave for another function. I saw George Hernandez from UHS earlier, another one of our long-term clients, and we're getting ready to build a $315 million women's and children's hospital for them. So thank you, George, for your support in that. And one of the guys that I know you guys will know the name, some little company called HEB. We've had the privilege of working with HEB for 25 years, and I'm going to tell you that's a phenomenal company. And Craig Boyan, thank you for doing a great job at HEB, and we appreciate the long-term relationship. And then also very thankful that I was, grateful to brought up in a wonderful Christian household. My mom and dad were very brought us up going to church, and as Joe Gorder said, our pastor's here, Bill Tucker. So thank you, Bill, for all you do for the church. But I've been very blessed to have wonderful parents, wonderful God-fearing parents, to have had the ability to have the success and share it with our employees, and we do that. We have company bonuses that we give all the way down to the last labor in the field. And when we have our Christmas party, we have every one of them come up on stage, and I shake their hands and say hi to them, and it's very appreciated by them. And then we're very fortunate and blessed that we're able to give back to the community like we do. And we support not only financial giving back to the community, but we try to encourage our people to give back time and effort, energy to get involved with organizations around town. So it's through that and through money and service that we find joy in, I guess, being a member of the community, and appreciate that. Last but certainly not least, I need to thank my beautiful wife, Marie Antoinette, of 7 years. It's tricky with us because she has a very successful going business. She has a hair salon that she's had for 20 some odd years, salon massage, and so between my social schedule and her running her business, it's tricky at times, but she's done a great job, and thank you, honey, for being a great partner, being a great wife. And my stepdaughter, Ileana's here tonight, and she's a great, wonderful young lady. And as you heard earlier, my daughter's in Taiwan, and she couldn't be here, but thank you very much for this, and great job to everybody. And again, congratulations to Joe and Jelynne for y'all. I've known y'all a long time. Y'all deserve everything you've done for the community. Thank you.
Question. All right, I just had a quick question for you. $1 an hour?
That was just my freshman year in high school, not the rest of the time.
Was that trying to discourage you from getting into the family business?
I don't work that cheap anymore.
Okay. And one other thing that I'm sure a lot of people here who have kids or maybe their parents got them into business, how tough was it being a son in the family business? And what advice would you have here for people who might want to pass on to something, although news kids don't want to get into news at all, which I understand. But, what do you tell people about passing on a legacy and how tough it is for that son?
Well, I was very fortunate. I had a dad that was really good about teaching and handing off that lesson. And it's something that you have to stick with. I mean, you're going to get knocked down lots of ways, lots of times along the way, and you just have to keep getting back up. But anybody that has the opportunity, I think, to take on a family business, I think should do it. It's you don't see that as much nowadays, and I think it's nice to see a family business that continues in multiple generations.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for all you do for San Antonio. I also happen to notice I take my kids to school every morning very early, and both of their schools, a middle school and a high school, have big Joeris construction. They're working on a science building and a cafeteria, so thank you for doing that just for my children. I really appreciate that. Don't go anywhere. We are going to give these awards out, and we invite you to, after this special performance in just a minute, to come up here. The inductees will get the trophies, the awards, and also some of the older people, if you can stay, Charlie, till the end and get your picture taken. I see you schmooze in the room here. You know, just sit for a minute. Closing out the tribute is a wonderful young man, and you're going to be blown away by him as well. Mr. Clint Fabian, a 12th grade student at Marshall High School. Clint Fabian.
Trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way, can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Share this with me, 'cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little, these hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little, these hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never, never, never enough, never, never, never enough for me, for me, for me. For me.
Wow. That was awesome. That's Clint Fabian, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Thank you all for coming. A couple more things. Junior Achievement doing an amazing job empowering business leaders. You saw here tonight the focus on not just the monetary success, but the humility and really the family aspect of all these business leaders, and that's what we want to pass on to those tomorrow. Please complete the pledge cards at your table. They can be dropped off there or at the back with a Junior Achievement staff member. One more thing. I think I have Joe Gorder's phone, so I want to maybe get a picture. If we can bring out the presenters one more time. Is this Joe's phone? Yeah, don't touch it. I'm sorry. Bring out the wonderful presenters and singers. Thank you all for being here. Again, we're going to have photo ops here afterward. Weren't they outstanding tonight? Yes. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you all for coming. Please drive safely. Don't make the news.